So, check this out, people. If you hear thunder and lightning in the background, if you hear dogs barking and roosters and all kinds of noise, it's just the way it is here in the Philippines. So, now, let's talk about Roaring Kitty and Morant Rants, who I haven't spoken about in a long time. First of all, Roaring Kitty looked like a freaking idiot yesterday during his live. He looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. He was behaving like one of those stoners who was high on weed and was sitting in his mother's couch talking nonsense. Nothing he said made any sense. The fact that Morant's Rants made a video yesterday talking about he liked what Roaring Kitty said when nobody understood a damn thing this man said. Nobody. I have 7-year-old grandchildren that make more sense than what Roaring Kitty made yesterday during his live. He's a freaking idiot. He's one of the reasons why GME tanked yesterday. He was 20 minutes late, and then when he showed up, he might as well have been drunk. He might as well have been high. He looked foolish. He looked stupid. And it's no wonder why GME began to tank as soon as he showed up. Because when people saw this guy and looked at him and saw the way he was behaving, the way he was talking, the way he was speaking, nothing he said made any sense. He didn't speak about the stock. He didn't explain to people about his position and why he bought so many calls on GME. He didn't speak about anything. He was talking as if though he had no idea what he was doing. And the fact that people are praising this freaking idiot makes no sense to me. Because I've never seen this guy before. I never followed him. I was around during GME's initial squeeze in 2021. But while I was watching the market, I did not follow YouTubers. I'm not in the habit of believing what YouTubers have to say when it comes to the market. And so I didn't follow this idiot. The fact that he shows up yesterday on his live 20 minutes late and starts behaving like a stoned idiot with no education made me realize why the stock began to tank as soon as he showed his face. Because most people like myself who may have had faith in this guy or may have believed in this guy at one point lost faith in him. Because now I realize what a freaking idiot he is and how these people on YouTube, these YouTubers who promote him and pump him and follow him and put him on a pedestal like Morant's Rants does, are freaking idiots, even more idiots than he is. Now, I'm not taking away from Roaring Kitty the fact that he was the beginning of all of these squeezes. I'm not taking that away from him because he is the reason why most people have lost their monies, why most people have made money. He is the reason why people have faith in this new GME religion. And he might as well be their Christ. He has the long hair. The difference is that he's an idiot. That's the difference. The difference is that I have grandchildren who make more sense when they talk about the stock market than Roaring Kitty did while he was talking nonsense yesterday. And the only reason he signed off after being on his live for about 30 minutes, if that, is because the stock continued to tank the longer he stayed on live. And I know that he became nervous. He started to feel even more stupid than what he looked and sounded like, and decided to sign off. The fact is that if he hadn't shown his face, I bet you $20 that the stock would have done better. If he hadn't announced that he was going to do this live and then showed up and fucked it up, GME would have had a better run than what it did, because it didn't have a run when he showed up. It tanked. It began to tank. Not only did it begin to tank, but Ryan Cohen pulled an Adam Aaron. He pulled an Adam Aaron. He waited till Roaring Kitty announced that he was going to do it live on Friday, June 7th. And 3 hours before Roaring Kitty was to show up, or who knows how many hours before Roaring Kitty was to show up and do his live, what does Ryan Cohen do? He announces that he is going to sell 75 million shares of GME and pulls an Adam Aaron and causes the stock to tank. It was a rug pull. Ryan Cohen pulled the rug out from under every GME investor. He could have waited till after Roaring Kitty showed up with his stupidity to then announce that he was going to cause the stock to go short by selling his 75 million shares. He could have waited till Monday, but he pulled an Adam Aaron. And then Marantz Rants has the nerve to say, oh, I watched Roaring Kitty last night and I liked what he had to say. What the fuck did Roaring Kitty have to say that anybody understood? What did he say, Marantz? What did he say that you liked? Because he didn't make no sense. He didn't talk about anything, not a freaking thing, except for his birthday, the alcohol he was drinking, and whatever nonsense was spewing out of his mouth. And so you, Marantz, have been pumping this nonsense about GME going to the moon. You've ridiculed your followers, anyone who suggested that they might trade it, GME, that they might sell, that they might go into options and buy puts on it. It didn't matter how people decided to spend their money or to trade the stock. If they didn't hold to the moon the way you insisted, then you didn't want to deal with them. You didn't want to talk to them. You didn't want them on your channel. You would ridicule them. You would block them. You would talk shit about them, right? You put pressure on your followers to buy and hold. That's what you did. That's what you do. Buy and hold, buy and hold. And anybody who doesn't buy and hold, you don't want to have any contact with. That's what you and your followers were doing, right? It's funny that I posted 2 videos on Friday morning, one at 5 a.m. and one at 7 a.m. And usually I get a bunch of hate from all of your followers who come onto my channel and talk shit, and a lot of hate, right? Instead, this time, I didn't get one follower of yours come onto my channel to talk shit. Not one. Not one. Not on my 5 o'clock in the morning video and not on my 7 a.m. video. Nobody showed up to talk smack. I wonder why. Could it be because everybody was waiting for GME to go to the moon to then show up on my channel and talk shit? Right? And when that didn't happen, nobody showed up. Plus, you were MIA throughout the whole day. You were MIA. Why? Probably because you knew that Ryan Cohen was going to cause the stock to tumble once he announced that he was going to sell his 75 million shares. And when people like me come along and tell people, listen, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the nonsense you hear on YouTube. make your money. You're in the stock market to make money, not lose money. You're into the market so that you can make life-changing money, so that you can take care of yourself, your family, pay your bills. Instead, you come at me. But you do that to everyone who has something negative to say about GME, even if it's true. It doesn't matter that it's true, Marantz. It doesn't matter that it's true. All that matters to you is that they're not on your side, because anyone who says the truth about GME, that they're not a profitable company, that Ryan Cohen is not the greatest CEO like you suggest, that he is a scumbag, just like Adam Aaron is a scumbag. Each time they both wait for the stock to rally, and just before the stock begins to spike, they sell, or they announce that they're going to do a share offering. And they pull the rug out from under everybody. Everybody. And so after Roaring Kitty showed his face and made a fool out of himself on not just YouTube, but on national TV, on the news, everyone who saw this idiot can't understand how anybody in their right mind could follow this guy. He became a millionaire while everyone else didn't. See, he may be stupid, but he's smart enough to play every one of you people who bought into the nonsense, who followed Morant's rants, who made promises, and who guaranteed the MOAS. He guaranteed it. You guaranteed the MOAS, Morant, but I guarantee you this, that GME is not going to do any better after this weekend. It's either going to spike a few dollars, 3, 4, maybe $5. But as far as I'm concerned, this stock is going to tank, not just because of Ryan Cohen's shenanigans, but because of Roaring Kitty's stupidity. People like me who had never seen him before, never heard him speak. Now, I did watch the SEC inquiry on him, right, when they were going after him for market manipulation. And so he seemed intelligent, a little lost, a little slow, maybe even slower than I am. But when he showed up on his live on Friday, talk about a stupid fucking idiot. Now, I don't know if it was a ruse, if he was pretending, if he was acting, but talk about looking stupid on national TV and on YouTube, on Reddit, and on all social media, and not just social media, but all of these news networks that were showing this live stream and watching him. And so, Morant, my question to you is this. What happened?